Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this beautiful backless dress. Let's get started. So here are the fabrics I will working with: 2.5 yards, 1 yard for the red, 1 yard for the pink, and half yard for the white. In total I used 2.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold my fabric in a bias form. If you have a pattern, enough pattern that you want to use and do it, I think you should use your pattern paper, okay? But for me, I don't have, and I'm going to I don't want it to be very long, so I just wanted to let's just go straight to the point. So after folding, I'll make sure that the length is enough for the length of the gown I'm working with, okay? And I also make sure that the width around the bust is going to be enough. Now what we are going to do next is to come down by 6 inches from the tip, okay? So we're trying to get the neck point. Now why I marked 6 inches is because if I marked 5 inches, the place that my bust is going to be will not be big enough to cover up, so I decided to mark 6 inches, okay? So after marking 6 inches, you're going to go up by 2.5 or 3 inches. Now this is for the, if you look at the style at the up, it goes up like a v-neck, so that's to create that v-neck, okay? So you can try to go up by 2.5 or 3 inches. Now from there I'll come down by my armhole. Although we're not going to be using this, trust me, it is not necessary, so don't even bother marking it, but for marking sake you can go ahead to do it, okay? So after marking that, I went ahead to mark my bust point, which I ended up not using, okay, because it is not important. But why I needed to mark it was so I can be able to check around that bust if the bust width was enough, okay? It is important to indicate the place, but you're not essentially going to use it. I hope that makes sense. Now on that 6 inches, I tried to get 3 inches for neck width as a guide to create my neckline, okay? Remember, it's a backless dress, so you're not joining anything, but you definitely make sure you keep like 1 inch for folding. All right, so I'm just going to connect from that 2.5 inches to that bust point that I marked, okay? So after joining that, the next thing you're going to do is, please, when you're marking this, just take your time, okay? I'm still trying to cross check if the line is okay. If you check what I marked there is not my actual is actually my bust point though, but I didn't use it. Now let me explain. Why I marked that one is for me to be able to check around that bust, because that's where my bust is supposed to be. I was able to check if the circumference there will be enough to cover my boobs, okay? So you don't have some parts showing. Then the other one I marked was supposed to be my waist, which was 16 inches, but I eventually reduced it because I wanted the waist to come down a little, okay? So that's what I marked earlier. Now I went ahead to take the measurements, that's the length of the gown. Now the length of the gown should be taken from the tip of the fabric, not from that 6 inches you came down from, okay? So you're going to mark from the tip the length of your dress. So that's what I marked, and I think I used 35 for the length of my dress. So I'll just go ahead and mark and then cut. Now after cutting, this is what I have, and then I'll just go ahead and slant all this this mark I marked the bust points that I said it was the bust point. I'll just go ahead and take it down, okay? And I also notch the tip of the fabric, and this is what it looks like when you open it. You can see it's like a triangle. So this is it for the front. Now for the back, we're going to fold the pink, okay? Well, now I'm folding all these things because I know the one that I want the fabric to be more. So the one that is going to be more is the red, and it's going to be more in the front, okay? So for the back, we're just going to recreate everything we did, just that we are only cutting from the waist. We are not making use of the rest. You see why I say you should get your pattern paper if you have, so you don't waste your fabric. Now after cutting that, I went ahead to place it on the floor so we can see. Now I placed it right side facing each other, the way you're supposed to face if you're if you're going to sew on the fabric. And now I'm going to mark out the parts, and the part that is going to have different colors, okay? Now from the tip, I took out the 2.5 inches that we removed. Remember, we removed, so I marked I think I marked on my bust point, which is 10 inches. yeah, I think I marked 10 inches, and then I went ahead to come down by 1 inch again, but I eventually used the 10 inches. Okay, see, this is me correcting to use that 10 inch. Okay, so the one part of the slant is starting from my bust point, and then you can just create your anyhow you want it. I just made a slant. You can see what I just did. It's a freehand. There is no measurement for it. You just have to use your eyes and your, however you want it. Then the second one will be from the waist. Remember, the waistline we're using is the one down. The first one is 16 inches and we're not using that one. So I came down and I just did that, and I'm indicating where the pink and the white is going to be. So the white is going to be in the middle and the pink is going to be by the side. And now if you check the back, you can see that there is pink as well. Okay, so I want that pink to connect to the back pink, and then I'm just going to make another curve where I'm going to put another. I don't know if my explanation makes sense, but the truth is you have to figure it out. You have to figure how you want your design to be. If you want yours to be exactly like mine, then just follow what I just did. There is nothing too serious. Okay, so I just flipped to the back, and then I just, from the waist on the side that has the pink at the front, I just connected into a slant line. Okay, so I just, that part now is going to be the pink, and then the other side is going to be red. You can see me. I'm going to also demarcate it, and I'm still showing you guys that, okay, see the pink. I want the pink on the front and the pink at the back to match up. Then the other side I'm going to mark red, so that is, I'm going to put red on that side. The place I'm marking now, that's where I'm going to put red fabric. Okay, so after marking now, we're going to cut out all those parts. Please take note, when you're cutting, just be very careful. Make sure you label so you don't get confused, because it was a little bit confusing, but try your best not to get confused. So I'll cut out the part that is supposed to be pink, and then I'll cut pink fabric. The one that's supposed to be white, I'll cut white fabric for it. Okay, then also for the back, I'll also turn it, and then the side that's supposed to be red, I'll cut it out and then replace it with red. All right, and then just join it. Please make sure you, as you're cutting, you're placing it, and then make sure you're placing it correctly. If not, you're going to be very confused. Now after doing this whole thing, the next thing is to go and cut go and cut the ones you're supposed to cut with the exact fabric, and then join together. Okay, I'm just showing you guys that, okay, this is what it looks like. Oh, please make sure you use your pins and demarcate so you don't get confused. Okay, because I eventually got confused. Now this part is supposed to be with pink. Make sure you place it correctly, so once you cut out the pink, you just place it back there. Remember, it is right sides facing each other. Okay, so you don't get confused. So now I've already gone ahead to cut all of them, and I used pin to secure it, as you can see, so I don't get confused. So after doing that, I went ahead to also sew it and iron. You can see what the front and the back is looking like. It's coming together already, and I love how beautiful this looks. Now I wanted to add more colors to the side of the front. I wanted to add pink, so from the waist, I'm just going to, just freestyle any shape and then mark it out. So I'm going to add pink on that side. All right, so I'll cut it out and I'll replace it with pink, and I've gone ahead to do that. You can see what I have, and now I'm going to go ahead to match up the sides and then notch the waistline. Remember, we notched our waistline. Make sure that you're notching them, or you're indicating that this is the waist. Sorry. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll just go ahead to notch. Okay, that is where we're going to join our back. So having done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our fabric. We are going to fold the edges. Okay, we're going to fold from the tip to that waist. You're going to fold it and stop at that waist that we notched. We're going to fold by 1/2 inch or 1 inch. Anything you added, make sure you fold and then iron. Also on the back, on the waist side, you're going to fold. We need to put elastic on the waist. Okay, so you're going to fold, give enough space so you can be able to insert your elastic band in between. Now I've gone ahead to sew the front. You can see the neck, and then for the back, I didn't even know that this was not showing very well. I'm so sorry, guys, pardon me. Now for the back as well, I also went ahead to do it. You can see what I have. So I'll take my elastic band. Now how do you determine your elastic band? You get your waist measurement divided by 4. Okay, minus, I just like to use the exact measurement. Sometimes what I do is just my waist measurement minus 2 inches, and then I just cut sorry, my waist measurement divided by 4 minus 2 or minus 1. Sometimes I just use 1 like that. Sometimes I just use divided by 4 exactly like that, because we have to still join on the side. So by the time you join, you have removed all those excesses. Okay, now after inserting, this is what we have, and I also use pin to secure all of them. Now we're going to join the sides of the front and the back. Remember what I said for the waistband for the back? What you can do is divide your waist into 4. Okay, you don't need to add an allowance or remove it, because by the time you sew your seam allowance, like you join it by the side, you must have removed maybe 1.5 or even 2. So that's why I would say don't remove anything. Okay, so, and you don't want it to be too tight so it doesn't go up. How the lower it is, the sexier it is. So after joining, I also went ahead to iron. This is what it looks like. I'm just go ahead to turn the front so you see. Now after doing this, you're going to go ahead to fold the hem of the dress, and also get a rope. So a rope that is going to be on the neck, and then we're just going to use it to hold the neck. I'm sorry I didn't video all those parts. I didn't even know that my phone was not recording. And after doing that, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful our gown looks. If you watched to the end, make sure you subscribe, like, drop a comment in the comment section.